Hi guys. I wanted to ask you guys, how do you explain the photographs that are all over the internet of this condo complex that collapsed down in Miami? Because for me, just looking at a photo, and granted, no, I'm not an expert or anything, you guys. This is just common sense, just using common sense. But here's the swimming pool. This is the end of the building that collapsed after the center collapsed. The center collapsed first, then this end of the building that faces the ocean collapsed after the center collapsed. Well, if you look at the end of the building that pancaked down on itself, the whole building pancaked down, how come all the floors, all these lines right here represent the floors because the railings are still sticking out from the end of the balconies? How come this is all in a pile like a pancake? Where's the middle of the building? How come this pile is way higher than the center? When the center, the whole building was the same height. The whole building is 12 stories. So listen to what I'm saying. If this middle section of 12 stories pancaked down, and then the end building that was 12 stories pancaked down, how come they're all stacked up on top of one another, all these stories, but in the center there's a big dent? This pile is much taller than this pile. You know what that tells me? Sinkhole. The entire center of the building went further into the ground to fill the void that was beneath it, thus causing it to collapse. And that's why the center collapsed first, is because this part was on unstable ground that gave way underneath of it, and so it fell into the hole much further than this pile that came down on solid ground, and it fell second because it lost its structural integrity when the center that this was attached to became no more. I drew a perfect line right down between the end of the building facing the Atlantic Ocean and the center that collapsed. Now you tell me why this end of the building still has all its floors piled on top of one another, but over here in the middle, there isn't. You don't see any lines of all the stories like you see here, where the end building just compressed down on itself. One of the tenants that is among the missing that was living in this condominium phoned her husband and said that beneath the pool deck where cars could park under here, she saw a sinkhole, and she called him to tell him about it. And this is all over the internet. You can pull up the article where it has the information in there. She spotted a sinkhole down in the parking garage. I'm telling you guys, what caused this collapse was a sinkhole. Florida is all just swampland, and they have been known for sinkholes down there. It's unstable ground. Florida is just feet above sea level. There's lots of erosion. The center of the building went further into the ground. All that material had to go somewhere, you guys. Why is this pile lower than the pile to the side of the building that faced the ocean? There you can see the layers right there. 1 story, 2 story, 3 story, 4 story. Every line is a story. All those floors pancaked down. Look at the middle. Where did they go? Even over here, it's all caved in. I think the whole ground just eroded and sunk underneath. And that's what caused the pool decks, the collapse and everything, and the pylons that hold the building up lost its integrity. The center went first. Most of the material went down into the sinkhole, and then this part of the building collapsed, and this is why it's piled up, is because this end of it is still on solid ground, whereas the center was not. The pictures say it all. Because if you say it wasn't a sinkhole, then why the hell isn't this pile as tall as this pile? Where did it go? Where did it go? Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.